I'm not hating on the Christian religion. I believe Jesus as a prophet, just like Abraham, Moses, Muhammad,
Did Jesus
service
speak the
of God.
truth? Did Jesus speak the truth?
About
Everything, like whatever he said, did he always speak the truth?
yes,
Right. Which means if Jesus claimed to be God, then he must be speaking the truth.
but then it goes back to like Adam and Noah. Why did God not pick these guys to be God? If Jesus was God, then who are all these other prophets
So
that are mentioned in the Bible or in the Quran?
good question. So they are prophets God sent. It's not like God picked Jesus saying, "You're going to be God." It's that God came
Mm,
down in the person of Jesus. So God's not going to pick someone and say, "You're going to be God," because no one can become a God. No one can become a God.
mm.
To be God, you have to always be God, eternally God. And there's only one God. And so God says, because no one has lived perfectly up to my standard, I'll come down, I'll live the perfect life they should have, and so I'll then suffer and die on the cross to bear their sins. So is there anything
Mm.
holding you back from believing that God's done that for you so that you don't have to be punished for your sins?
Like I said, for me, I would need to see Jesus Christ personally, face to face. And I want to ask him all the questions I have.
Have
If,
you done that
because,
with any other prophets? Have you seen Abraham or Moses and
no,
said, I'm not going to believe them until I see them? So why would you insist that of Jesus Christ? We have his records of what he said. He claimed to be God.
yeah, I get that. I understand it. And I'm not taking away and saying, oh, I don't
In
believe in
fact,
Jesus. No, I believe in Jesus.
you believe
I believe
Jesus,
Jesus
but
as a prophet.
I understand, but that's not what Jesus said about himself. Yes, he's a prophet, but more than a prophet. Your books, your Quran even says our books, the Bible, is from God. And so therefore, you are required to believe what the Bible says. You don't have to meet Jesus and shake his hand and ask him extra questions.
I understand where you're coming from.
If Jesus is really God and you think he's just a prophet, on Judgment Day, God's going to reject you because you're going to see Jesus as the one who judges you. And you're going to be like, but I didn't believe you as God. I just thought you were a prophet. And he said, yeah, because you didn't believe I was God, I'm going to reject you now on Judgment Day. Do you see? That's why denying who Jesus truly is puts you in a dangerous position.
But why would God judge me for me not believing him as being a God, but for me believing him as a prophet?
Because instead of actually believing the words of Jesus, you're actually favoring the words of Muhammad because Muhammad taught things opposite to what Jesus said. Jesus said three big things about
I
himself.
get that.
One, that he's God. Two, that he would die on the cross. And three, that he'd rise from the dead. Muhammad denied all three of those claims. He said he's not God, he didn't die on the cross, and he didn't rise from the dead. So that's why you're just choosing to believe Muhammad rather than Jesus. And if Jesus is really God, do you see why he'll reject you on Judgment Day?
I get where you're coming from.